Hey everybody, Bob Pickett in the studio. We're visiting right now with Blaine Larson. Blaine Larson has got a song on the radio right now that is sung by George Strait. How do you get George Strait to cut one of your songs? I've been trying for years and people are hanging up on me.
Well, the same thing's happened to me, my friend.
I got to get to you, by the way, is the name of the song. Wow.
Yeah, the short story, my co-writer, Jim Lauderdale, who y'all probably familiar with Jim.
Sure, Jim's written a couple of George Strait songs.
Yeah, Jim took it in, played it for Tony Brown, who's George's producer, and he loved it, and played it for George, and apparently he liked it too.
So when you hear George's version on the radio, you compare your version to George Strait's version and say, George, you should have hit that note a little bit more.
Well, you know, I mean, he missed a couple things, but they're little. No, actually, you know what's hilarious is George's band that he uses in the studio. Those core group of guys, not all of them, but 2 or 3 of them are the guys that I use. And on the demo of I Gotta Get to You, I used that band. That's basically his band.
Right.
And if I played you the demo, you probably couldn't tell the difference between the record. It is almost lick for lick, exactly the same. So that was really neat to hear, and I probably listened to his version 200 times. I mean, it's just still unreal that he'll hear George singing my song. And
of course, that song is going to be timeless now, thanks to George recording it. So you'll be getting some mailbox money for a long time. This could pay for your daughter's college education, couldn't it?
Yeah, or could buy me something really cool.
That's right. Your wife is going to see this interview and she's going to say, "No, wait a minute."
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool thing. Now we first remember you from on the scene, I guess, about what, 4 to 6 years ago.
2004.
Yeah, and your very first single was a song called
"How Do You Get That Lonely?"
And what an amazing song! It was about a teenager who would committed suicide.
Yeah.
What a very serious song to start your career with.
Well, I'm glad I picked it because I'm still here and it worked, and still around mostly because of that song, because it did so well. It was, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I was in high school when I recorded that song, and all I knew was that I liked it. It touched me. It reminded me of a friend of mine whose brother committed suicide. It was my best friend, so I thought about their family, and it's like, yeah, that song really touched me, so I recorded it and had no idea the success we would have with it, but of course I'm very thankful, and it's a great, great song. Wish I wrote it.
But you wrote that song in high school.
Well, I found it in high school, recorded it in high school, yeah.
Right out of high school, did you move to Nashville to start your songwriting career?
No. I started writing when I was 14, so it's been about 10 years.
I couldn't even have a paper route when I was 14, so you got serious pretty early.
It's funny because I never wanted to be a writer.
What do you want to do?
I want to perform and sing. That's really my main passion still. I mean, that's what I want to do, and I enjoy writing, and obviously that has worked out pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But I love performing, and that's what got me into it. So I always looked at writing as a way to perform. So I would write so I'd have something to play for people, and just ended up that somebody along the way said, "Hey, we'll pay you to do that." And I was like, all right, I'll do that. So I started writing and got in the room with a lot of fantastic writers. I don't want to take too much credit for it because I learned from the best in Nashville. I was very fortunate to, for years, almost 10 years now, be in the same room as guys who've written tons and tons of hits, and kind of saw how they did it, and I still feel very lucky to sit in the room with the guys that I get to every day.
Now, when is the new album coming out?
My new album is coming out in the summertime. We don't have a date yet. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of the tracks on iTunes right now that you can purchase, and you can also go to my MySpace or Facebook. It's just /Blaine Larson, Larson with an E-N, and you can stream 3 or 4 of the songs. So you can kind of get a sampling.
Let's also have you plug your website. What is your website?
Just BlaineLarson.com. BLAINELARSEN.
That's easy to remember. Now, you also, one of your other hobbies is you're a pilot.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
It's very cool. I love it.
Do you get any song ideas when you're flying?
No, I never. No, because
you got to tie the two in together somehow.
Yeah, business write-off.
Yeah, see
no,
there?
no. When you're flying, what you want to concentrate on is not crashing.
But I
So-
always heard that you wanted to be a commercial pilot too.
I
at
did.
one time.
Yeah, yeah. I never in my wildest dreams thought music would work. I'm from a small town called Buckley, Washington, up near Seattle, but up in the mountains, live
Right.
there. And it's just not an option. You go to school like I did, and they're like, here's your different career paths that you can choose. And musician it's not even on there. And I didn't even know back then that like you could make a living writing songs. I knew you could as an artist, but I have no idea how to do that. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to join the Air Force. Almost everybody in my family has been in the military, so I got a long history of military service, and I thought, well, I'll go join, or the Air Force is what I thought, but whatever branch would take me and let me fly. I had good eyes. Of course, I fit basically every requirement.
Right.
So I wanted to do that, but then when I was 14, 15 years old, started going to Nashville, and music took over, and that never ended up being a very serious option for me.
But you're really living the dream right now. You really are. Aren't you?
Yeah, and it's funny because my uncle, he flew in the National Guard, just retired, but he spent his whole career flying helicopters in the National Guard, and he said, if you want to fly, get a really good job, have your own plane because it's a lot more fun. And sometimes I think that is true because a lot of my friends that are commercial pilots, yeah.
But do you have your own plane?
No.
But maybe with the success of this George Strait song, you will. See?
Well,
Something for
but
yourself
now I got a
right there.
wedding and my kids' college to pay for, so maybe not. We'll see.
There's another song for George Strait, I can tell you right there. Well, man, we wish you best success. We look forward to the album coming out, and it's good to see you again after 6 years.
Very good to see you again, too.
Blaine Larson.